Lil Uzi Vert has his $24 million diamond implant ripped out of his head. Logan Paul has been accused of stealing some stock images for his NFT project. And Nicole Scherzinger is being sued by the manager of the Pussycat Dolls over claims of extortion. That's right, folks, we have ourselves a triple header news story for you all today. But first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. With that out of the way, let's begin. So first things first, let's talk about Nicole being sued by the manager of the Pussycat Dolls, Robin Antin. Robin was the founder of the popular girl group as well as their choreographer. Currently, Nicole owns 49% of the company, but now she has allegedly demanded to have her share increased to 75%. According to Antin, Nicole wants back full creative control over the brand, plus more shares because of their new business venture. This new business venture, if you're wondering, is essentially a reunion tour for the group, although this may be challenging considering the fact that they split up in 2009 after tension between the members was too much to carry on. However, in 2019, 5 of the 6 members of the group did agree to do a reunion tour and live tour as well. Nicole was ready to be joined by Ashley Roberts, Jessica Sutta, Carmet Bakar, and Kimberly Wyatt. The 6th member, though, Melody Thornton, refused to rejoin the group after stating that she felt that she was vocally underused. It's also important to note that even though Nicole is asking for a larger share, she is also committed to being more active than anyone else. According to court documents, she agreed to make up to 45 live appearances during this tour. In addition to this reunion, Nicole will also be taking part in the Pussycat Dolls worldwide venture, which in the lawsuit says will set up a new generation of Pussycat Dolls featuring some old or all new singers as well as a PCD dance studio. Now, here is where the extortion claims come into play. In April of 2021, Scherzinger sent an email to Antin saying that she wanted to renegotiate her contract, allegedly saying that she would not take part in the reunion tour if her shares were not increased from 49 to 75%. According to Nicole, her reason for asking for this increase was due to her wanting to grow her personal brand and because of the other opportunities that she will have to forego to do this tour. But regardless of that, Antin called it extortion and claimed that she had already signed a contract 2 years ago that forces her to take part in this tour regardless and at the agreed upon percentage. So who knows if she will accept this or outright quit the PCDs altogether. Now, in other news, let's talk about Logan Paul being accused of stealing. In August of 2021, Logan announced that he was going to be starting his very own cryptocurrency project called CryptoZoo. This has been described as an autonomous ecosystem where owners can breed, collect, and trade hybrid animals through NFTs. However, now he has come under fire for apparently just stealing Adobe stock images. A YouTuber named CoffeeZilla, who has exposed many scams in the past, dropped these accusations on Twitter and said, "Logan Paul taking Adobe stock photos and photoshopping a nose on for his crypto art has a familiar energy," adding, "Don't support this clown project, my guy is literally ripping off stock photos and their admin Ben Roth is lying about it in the Telegram." In addition to the examples you see in his tweets here, there were many other Adobe stock images as well that look very similar. There were pics of penguins and of a lion that clearly looks the same with just a cat face minimally photoshopped onto it, which is pretty ironic when you think about it, using Adobe Photoshop to change the Adobe stock images that you stole. And so far, Logan has yet to respond to these allegations, but if he does, we will be sure to let you know. Now, in our last bit of news, let's talk about how Lil Uzi Vert just lost his $24 million diamond implant. The 26-year-old rapper revealed recently that his very expensive forehead jewelry was ripped out of his face when he dove into a crowd at Rolling Loud back in July. Speaking with TMZ, he said, "I had a show at Rolling Loud and I jumped into the crowd and they kind of ripped it out." Now, the burning question on everyone's mind was, okay, well then where did the diamond go? But it turns out that he actually still has the diamond. However, fans are speculating that he had the diamond removed because he had been spotted without it several times since June, a month before this Rolling Loud incident. And if you recall, Uzi announced that he was going to be putting this diamond on his forehead back in January on Twitter and said, "I've been paying for a natural pink diamond from Elliot for years now. This one stone cost so much I've been paying for it since 2017. That was the first time I saw a real natural pink diamond. A lot of M's in my face." Later confirming that the diamond was 10, almost 11 carats. Plus he said that he even got insurance on it just in case. Although upon doing this, every single person around the world cringed because not only is it dangerous to be doing something like this just medically speaking, but announcing how much this thing is worth is also pretty dumb. You're just asking to be robbed at this point, which is probably why him getting insurance was so necessary. I've got a feeling that he just had a hard time putting on and taking off t-shirts, so he decided to remove it, but that's almost too lame of a reason to remove it, so he invented this story of it being ripped out of his head at Rolling Loud. Hit me up with your thoughts about this though in those comments down below. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled "YouTube Takes Action Against Influencer Piper Raquel." Caspar says, "Tiffany is a disgrace of a mother. I almost want to call this a small win, but it's not even enough to call it that. It's an attempt to pacify us, do more YouTube." Yeah, I don't think that YouTube was specifically taking action against Piper Raquel. Perhaps somebody at YouTube got turned onto her channel and they started going through it, but we personally at InformOverload, we get thumbnails taken down all of the time. So I know this does happen from just an AI that's scanning over the channels, but it is weird that it happened right after Pink, kind of exposed her for doing that. So who knows? Hopefully YouTube is starting to pay attention to this kind of stuff. Kim says, "If we were living in an ideal world where there wouldn't be any predators, then no one would see anything wrong with this, but this is the real world where there are so many bad people, so it it is not safe to post these kinds of photos because the wrong person may see it. Couldn't agree more. If we were not existing in this world where everything went online and people are blurring the lines between like putting out all of their life online so that they can become these influencers, then yeah, we wouldn't really see a problem with it. Cindy Combs says, to anyone shaming Pink, she is using her reach or platform as a celebrity to draw attention to some serious problems here. It's great to see someone famous doing so. I commend her for it. Look, we commend Pink for using her audience for something like this. The problem that I had was her calling out a 14-year-old girl by name. That just seems like, I don't know, in comedy terms we call it punching down. You know, somebody who doesn't have a large position of power and then you have somebody above them just calling them out. It's a bad look on Pink, but again, I do see where she was coming from. It was more of a motherly instinct, but she probably should have reached out to Piper's mom instead. Deepwater724 says she's too young to know that she's being exploited. The brain doesn't fully develop until 24, 25. She has 10 years. Yeah, I'd really like to think that she's not being exploited, but again, she is too young to not fully understand that. There is the whole forming of the amygdala like you just stated right there. Patricia says there should be an age limit for individual influencer channels. I've got a feeling that it's going to become like getting your license or, you know, reaching the age that you can drink at. There's going to be a point where you have to upload an ID or something to your YouTube channel in order to just get it. But we will see where this goes in the future. For now though, guys, this has been today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube, or at least try.